of our creator, Lord Enver Gortash, with respect. He is the savior of our city, currently being inducted as the Archduke of Baldur's Gate. You will keep your distance, Steel Watcher. You are malfunctioning. Report to the Steel Watch Foundry for immediate dismantling.
Let's make tracks before this thing gives me the Edict of Bane. See you around, soldier.
This is the armory. Not a bloody open house. Fists only. Now clear off.
Calm down, dear. It won't happen, I swear.
It's the waiting that's hard. If we could just talk to one of the fists, it would be as clear as day that we're not criminals.
You heard anything about what it's like in the prisons? Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Arrest us? Inside. They throw us in jail.
You know, I've always kind of hated this place.
Please
Such
make
ado
your way
about
to
a
the
damned
audience
bridge.
chamber.
It's just a brick.
Greetings, Citizen Fluffington. I trust you are enjoying the city.
Ah, they're harmless. Except if you're a criminal, of course. Best behaviour around here. Understood?
Sticking up for each other as the sky falls.
Must be is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber. We serve Lord Gortash and the city of Baldur's Gate.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, friends, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
It's him. Gortash. This is it. I can practically taste his blood from here.
My father's here, Karlak. Cool your fires. He must not come to harm.
Fine. I'll wait for now. But that prick Gortash is going to pay.
Please, come forward. Ah, what a surprise this is. My favorite assassin, back from her bloody disgrace, joined with my old bodyguard.
Hang on. What? You know each other?
Oh, I'd forgotten. Your memories are quite lost, aren't they? Orin told me she'd made a fool of you. To think you and Karlak traveled together all this time and she hadn't the faintest you were one of my nearest and dearest. Let me clear up some mysteries then. It's about time, I think. You and I initiated this plot. We discussed in depth the failures of our predecessors and how to avoid them. We understood that if we were to unite, no one could stand in the way of the Dead Three. So, unite we did. First, we obtained the crown. Then we enslaved the brain. From there, it was but a small step to the most successful religious hoax ever perpetrated.
Seems so.
In Baal's name, you set your bloody daggers to cause panic in the streets, killing in the Absolute's name. You would have carried out that part of the plan had Orin not ruined your hard work. Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Merkel's general, Ketheric Thorm. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me, Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice. You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the Absolute. The faithful will do anything in the name of their god.
It was all going so well, until you vanished. Orin informed us that henceforth she would speak for the Temple of Baal, and act on their behalf.
But she made a mess of things. Unlike you, she cannot control herself.
Hang on. What the fuck is going on here?
Good, good. I can see you're still your old self. When Ketheric fell, I feared the worst. That our plans would fail like so many before because of discord among ourselves. Now you've returned. We can achieve all of our dreams still. You brought Thorm's Netherstone. You know, it takes all three to control the brain. Without Thorm's, it's become vexingly willful. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the Crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, a bleak prospect. But it's a fate that can be avoided if you and I renew our old partnership. Together, we can still restore authority over the brain. There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric gone, Orin proves treacherous. She wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know. She's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all 3 Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth. So I turn to you, the former ruler of the cult of Baal. Let's make our pact anew. A divine oath, sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here. So the 3 are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the absolute.
And my father?
The urge, the deplorably brutal urge sickens within you. When you level the world over, that dead world must be yours alone. But first you will rule. Then you will ruin.
What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
Let's be allies, said the viper to the frog.
We would not meddle in each other's affairs. This was our agreement. She came to us as Baal's chosen. We are but servants to our lords. Your presence here means your lord sees a purpose for you yet. I tolerated Orin, but I liked you. Orin is unreliable. This one shows promise. She keeps her word, I keep mine. We will rule as one. Then let it be writ by the black hand of Bane. I, Lord Enver Gortash, swear I shall do you no harm. We will rise together over Toriel as a roaring sun.
This isn't going to end well. Mark my words.
I understand your concerns, my old friend. But allow me to demonstrate why you made the right choice. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
A doppelganger, hidden among us. Squaw!
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived. Even horror has a home. Find her nest and slay her there. The Baal Temple, your old haunt, now reeks of her ichors. Do you even remember how to find it? It's a secret even to me. You're resourceful. I trust you'll sniff it out. If the trail goes cold, follow the bodies. Orin is elusive, shall we say. The grip of the steel watch may be tight, but sand still slips through its fingers. And some conflicts are best resolved quietly. The people are cattle, obedient until panicked. You carry the stone plucked from Merkel's chosen. Besides, why call you enemy when I could repair an old friendship? It's not, but it will not follow new orders unless the Netherstones are united to give the command. When it finishes executing its current orders, it will be free to do as it wishes. That will be bad for everyone. The Crown's magic turned the brain into something the world has never seen. A nether brain. Its power is immense. Once it is freed from its shackles, I doubt we'll ever be able to bring it under control again. Before you do, come and witness, as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. You will follow me, and you will show due respect. Distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gather guests. Grant ye consent? Don't. You will only invite his ire and your own death. Enver Gortash, the Council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the steel watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
He looks the exact same as he did 10 years ago. Fancy a coat, I suppose. The Archduke of Baldur's Gate. What a sham. You don't really intend to be his ally, do you? If I thought he'd keep his word, I'd agree. But do you really think Gortash is going to share power? Ever? I hope it won't be too late by then. I'll play along for now, but I'm not letting him slip out of reach. He's going to pay for what he did to me, one way or another.
Archduke Gortash, man of the people, the right people.
An Archduke! Finally someone who can stand up to those wretched absolutists.
Ravengard has not once failed this city. If he trusts Gortash, then so do I. You'll remember this day. History's been made in this very fortress.
Dearest Karlak, I'd busy myself finding Orin if I were you. I'll still be here for any unfinished business once you've secured your camp.
That's it? That's all you have to say to me?
Were you hoping for something else? A word of wisdom? A hug?
Thanks to you, I don't hope for things anymore. I just take whatever it is I want. See you soon, motherfucker.
You most certainly will.
Truest of souls, bathed in her light.
There is a fleeting connection. Your parasite communes with his, then falls quiet.
Father, my dearest boy, the hells have touched you, but you've come to me just as Gortash said you would. A true soul, no less. Father and son, unstoppable generals. You and your allies will usher in a new dawn. Help me. Ah, the Black Widow caught you in her web. Floric chose shadow over light. Her betrayal burned deeper than the fires of Avernus. She's been punished for her lies. Don't let her get to you. Punished? Gods, what has he done?
Within Ravengard's memories, you find Councillor Floric. She is confined in a cell right here in Worm's Rock.
The sun rises, true soul. Are you ready? What is a hero, if not an actor for the greater good? Faerun suffers in darkness. Tyr has abandoned us. Helm's Eye has strayed. But Baldur's Gate will soon burn bright, a beacon to light the heavens. Gortash and I will ignite the final spark, and that, true soul, is the greatest of goods.
No. This isn't him. This is the tadpole talking.
For a brief moment, uncertainty clouds his mind, then dissipates. The astral prism vibrates in concord.
What nonsense is this?
The prism quivers once more, Ravengard falters.
As I said, Baldur's Gate will ascend. Tyrill's first and only grand city.
First comes a vision of terror, the city of Baldur's Gate taken by Lithids. But beyond the terror, there is hope. You see a beaming Ravengard presiding over the sunlit city, applauded by the people. A people at peace. The true Ravengard lurks somewhere in this infected mind, seeking freedom, seeking victory.
Have we finished then? Her sun will rise. Our future is decided.
Incredible. To hear my father's voice speak those words, like a stranger wrapped in his flesh. But there's still a glimmer of him in there, calling for release. I feel it. I know it. I won't let the Absolute keep him. This is my pledge. I think that unknowable powers come with unknowable consequences. I can't say I'm not curious. But once you've taken a Lithid by the talon, there's no telling how deep into the abyss it might drag you. All right. What else is on your mind? Yes, and at a great cost, partial ceremorphosis. I'm not about to make such a sacrifice. Not now. Not ever. Thank you.
What glory our city, and what glory its future. What glory our city, and what glory its future.
Good day, citizen. Please notify the Steel Watch if you witness any undesirable activity.
Archduke Gortash. Now there's a man who knows good business. With Gortash in charge, this city will thrive, as will we all, of course.
Finally, a leader with some charisma. Ravengard was quite the dullard.
How'd Gortash get to be Archduke anyway? I didn't vote for him. Don't like the look of that Gortash. He's got nice hair. Only troublemakers got hair like that.
As you were, citizen.
Absolute's army won't stand a chance. Gortash will crush them like roaches under his boot. Archduke Gortash. I like the sound of that.
Defending against the
Archduke? Quite something, don't you think? I dare say Baldur himself would approve. A mighty leader. A mighty city.
Times of strife produce the finest leaders. Archduke Gortash will be no exception. A safe city is a wealthy city. So long as the new Archduke holds up his side of the arrangement, he'll have my support.
That would be rash.
An historic day, the city's first Archduke.
Finally, a leader worthy of this city.
Good day to you.
I may speak only to my lord. Terribly sorry. I can attend only to my lord.
There are supplies enough to survive a long siege. It's only your purse that will suffer. My purse is my most sensitive organ.
If it isn't little Will, straight to your handler. And I didn't even have to whistle.
Mizora, I've had enough. You owe your life to me. Time to end the pact.
Poor thing. You've had a tough go. And you don't know the half of it. You see, Gortash has had your father relocated. I'm just an impartial observer. This is Gortash's game. A murderous one, the way I hear it.
Shit.
Your dad's good as dead, pup. And to think, there's no way to save him. Or is there?
You know something.
I know enough. I'll be in your camp if you want to work something out.
Of course she'd stick her infernal nose where it doesn't belong. Of course she's dreamt up some risible scheme. By all the hounds of the hells, what is she planning? Certainly not. But she's as inevitable as Torril's path around the sun. We'll have answers soon enough. Mizora's gone to camp. We should speak with her. Until then, may my father keep safe, whatever coop he's been flown to.
Laser, have you ever done a good deed just for the sake of it?
I have performed deeds well and efficiently. Is this what you mean?
Not exactly. But you answered my question.
No distractions, please. Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in Beator.
Notum sit in Beator.
Holy hells.
Fina, Cirrus, arbiters for the hells, exemplars of justice.
Enough, Mizora. Where is my father? How do I save him?
How else? We bargain. Sisters.
Infernos contractus te vocamus. Infernos contractus te vocamus. Infernos contractus te vocamus.
Your contract, Will. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable. No contract is ended without sacrifice. A cost must be paid. Will Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel. I won't let her take Will.
Silence, Karlak.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose. Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
You damned wretch! Father. Do it. Break the pact.
Fiat Ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Didn't think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
I can't believe Will's given up his soul to Zariel. For a father he fell out with ages ago. There's such a thing as being too good. Someone ought to tell Will Ravengard.
Gods, I spent 7 years choked by Mazora's leash. And I spent 7 years hoping to break free. I never knew freedom could taste so bittersweet. I didn't. I don't. My sacrifice kept Baldur's Gate safe from Tiamat's rage. But that doesn't mean that the leash never chafed. That I was content to lap up whatever nonsense Mizora fed me. The leash has been broken and my father left for dead. Tomorrow I celebrate my gain. But today, I mourn my loss.
A moment passes. In the stillness, you find a mote of tranquility.
The Raven Guard name now lives solely with me. I will make it count for something. I signed his life away before the Hell's witnesses. It would be easier to drink the Styx down to the last drop than to alter his fate. I'd be a fool to wish otherwise. We obtain the final 2 Netherstones and take back our minds. And the city from the brain.
Go on then.
Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready. An excellent choice, if I say so myself.
Will sacrificed his own father. I hope freedom from the Pact is worth it to him.
Little Will's all grown up. I can't wait to see what trouble he gets into. Impossible. My bargain was uncommonly reasonable. A single soul for the return of Baldur's Gate's most beloved Duke. A real bargain, I should think. I never thought the legendary Blade of Frontiers would surrender his father for freedom. Not very valorous, if you ask me. But what does a mean old devil like me know about heroes? The Absolutists worked a number on me at Moonrise. And you're the best hope I've got at payback. No one crosses the Hell's Children without getting scorched. Oh, you are an inquisitive one. I'd have thought you'd figured by now. Zariel found new use for an old battle axe. The dead 3 in that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know. Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind? My mistress can be so capricious. Correct. I didn't. If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel. But those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a half-fiend. I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed and my most powerful magic silenced. But a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Gallantry isn't dead, after all. The 9 hells of Beator. Each its own domain, each with its own archdevil to rule it. I call the first hell my home, Avernus. My mistress Zariel's realm, a torrid battleground split by the bloody waters of the Styx. How I adore it. The delicious agony of it all. The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you myself, if I deem you worthy. I'm afraid that's not an option. I'm quite stubborn, you see. Take a swing or a stab if you want, but I'll just slip away for a breather. One of the perks of being a half-devil, of course. Why? I'm supplying Will with every scrap of his infernal power. I've paid my dues many times over. I tell you what, when the time comes to squish that big baddie of a brain, I'll lend you a hand.
Time and again, Will's plight reinforces my decision not to pursue the path of a warlock. It's one thing to make such a sacrifice in the pursuit of such a pack, but to do so in order to escape one. Truly, it leaves you with nothing. I'd be delighted, though someone else will need to watch the cook pot, of course. Wonderful. Lead on, then.
Camp life seems to suit the young owlbear. His coat of feathers seems fuller. His eyes look bright and inquisitive. Scratch's tail wags enthusiastically. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
Patricide is often the first step toward greatness. But I hope Will does not regret sacrificing his infernal powers. No. They seem to combine the obedience and strength of a golem with the precision and intelligence of their creator. For now, they act as a defensive wall of steel, but their true purpose is conquest. Mechanized slaughter. Imagine how quickly the grove would have fallen if we had machines like those to command. Imagine how quickly a city would fall. Gortash has revolutionized warfare. Without bloodshed on the winning side, perhaps. The machines will always need something to kill, if only to show their strength. That is why we should make sure we are the ones giving the orders, rather than the ones on the receiving end of them. He is rather fond of himself. If he truly intends to be the savior of Baldur's Gate, perhaps he has reason to be. Even if I personally faced down the army of the Absolute and drove it from the city single-handedly, I would not be welcomed as a savior. No matter what I do, The people of Baldur's Gate will always see me as an enemy. From the cult and the Illithids? Of course. And then I suspect I want exactly what Gortash wants. To be feared. Isn't that what you want? When we have all 3 Netherstones and control the Elder Brain, all of Faerun will have reason to fear us. Then speak. Very well. You wish to consult me? There's no space for me. I suggest you make one. Indeed. Ready when you are.
Will sacrificed his own father. A hard choice, but not one that is unknown in nature. At times, a seedling must strangle the very tree that bore it, if it's to survive.
I did not know Duke Ravengard that well. But I am sure he would not want his son to become slave to Zariel for his sake. I am sure Will knows that. But we would do well to remind him, when his days grow dark. No one truly understands the weight of loss until they've worn it a while. There is no shame in sharing the load when you need to. There might be, but it's not a path I tread until we must. Let it wait until the city proper. Perhaps I'll have had a better idea by then.
The devil Mizora has made herself quite at home, hasn't she? Do make her feel as unwelcome as you can.
Copper for your thoughts?
Will gave up his father to have freedom. An understandable decision. Sacrifices must be made after all. Especially if the old Duke's fall means his rise. Well, obviously I would. But you have so many followers already. I wouldn't want to crowd you. Well, in that case, I'm all yours.
almost pleasant traveling with company, if you ignore all the less pleasant aspects.
So many dark nooks and crannies. This fortress is a lurker's paradise.
Would you not prefer basking in the sun, like a lizard, now that it no longer blisters your pretty skin?
Old habits die hard, darling. Surely you know that.
What are you doing in here?
You notice the gnome slip a lockpick into his pocket.
You're not a fist. Go on, get out, or I'll wake the others. No, wait! Why do you have to stick your nose in?
What in the 9 bloody hells is going on? Raynash, you've got one breath to explain why you're in here, or you're going straight to the cells. That's impossible. Raynash was on duty the whole... That sneaky little git. It was him all along. We're preparing for an invasion. You think we have time to go after petty thieves? Now, unless you want me pinning this on you, get out.
Of elder siblings, was it?
You're about to say something awful, aren't you?
In Menzoberranzan, after a house has 2 sons, every subsequent male-born child is slaughtered at birth, as it is useless, even for breeding. You have the aura of a 3rd child about you.